Hey, welcome to Warno. I'm going to be talking through this one. This is a 10v10 conquest. We're going to mark the area that we're going to. That helps our teammates know what areas are going to be covered. And it looks like we have a 20% marking ratio at this point, 2 out of 10. If you're new to Warno, you can request leave in the comments if you want to know some specific things. I'm not going to really cover the very basics, but I'll walk through what I'm doing. So this is Conquest, and the point of Conquest is to hold more zones than your opponent, and that can be easier said than done. This is a quote-unquote tactical. We're only going to start with 1,000 points. So I have the Berliner GR group, or the Berliner group, basically. This is one of the best units in the game right here. So this is an airborne troop, so they get forward deployment. So like a regular infantry has to spawn all the way back here, but airborne can spawn anywhere in this red zone. And it's got a basically it's the equivalent of the dragon. It's got a 9K 115 Metis, 130 millimeter anti-tank. Oops. Anyway, 30 seconds. So I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to put some. I like to put a variety of AA, at least 2 different types of AA in the beginning, and then bring out the heavies a little bit later. This is a nice little recon. This is a flamethrower recon, which will be pretty cool in the town fight that we're anticipating. Oh, and all right, I didn't get to mark pre-move where my troops are going, so I did waste a little bit of time there. If you don't pre-move, the first thing your troops are going to do is run for cover, which they just did, and now that I told them where to go, they're going to run out of cover, so it sets me back probably 50 meters. So we're going to be reinforcing. We're going to let these guys drive up as far as they can get until once we see an enemy, we will immediately unload. But if we can get to these buildings here, oh, that's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and right-click on my attack beacon. It's no longer necessary, and it can get in the way of moving some troops. Oh, good. Our friendlies brought some commands. That's great. I did. Next thing I'm looking at is probably logistics. I didn't bring any logistics in. That's my bad. I usually like to bring in 1 truck at least. So, okay, we are seeing some enemy helos. Filled with commandos and a tow cobra. So our AA, our nearest AA is right here in this Igla group. So I'm pre-selecting these guys. I got my finger on the U button on my keyboard for unload. I'm going to get them going a little bit further since they're giving me the ground here. And that's fantastic. We got to where we wanted to go. We could probably get it even further. I'm going to try and get 1 recon in these buildings here. And then the other recon, I'll just go ahead and unload here. I want to occupy multiple different buildings. That way 1 bomb or 1 arty salvo can't take out all of my troops. There, this Jager Metis is already opening up. We'll go ahead and unload the rest of our troops. So we did notice that the commandos snuck into these buildings, so we do want to be cognizant of that. I'm not too worried because they just have the commandos. They didn't bring anything else. But it would be annoying if they got to one of these buildings right here. So I am going to call in on my next opportunity a few more units, possibly a helicopter, to come in here and try and clean up the commandos. This is really good position that we got here. Actually, I want to keep the... There we go. Just move everything up. Got the tank up here. Just put the tank in the middle of the ground there. Alright, I've got auto sell on, so these are all, I think, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 points. So I'll have a surplus of income here. I want this VP. The rockets don't have a Gatling gun on them, so it can be hard to engage infantry right below its position. So I want to get this VP and my 24 VP. And I'll wait in 23 seconds up at the top here, 21, 20 seconds, 19 seconds, I'll get 130 points. In the meantime, I can start working my way up the field and into this tree line too. So we will do that. Got enough for the VP now. And we'll just attack move this VP all over this area and try and clear out those airborne. It is more distracting than I thought it would be. And they're just letting us walk all the way across the field, so I'm gonna select all these units, and what I did is I hit Q. It's the default for hunt. This used to be what was called the attack move. Basically, these troops are going to walk forward to those positions until they can engage something. The minute they can engage an enemy unit, they will stop and engage. So if I were to just right-click and or say just move, these Igla would walk all the way here without ever stopping to shoot at an airplane or a helicopter. This way, when they're doing the quote hunt move, the minute a helicopter or an airplane come into play, come into view and range, it will stop and engage. So that's the other thing I'm going to do. I just hit hunt here, and then I'm going to hold shift hunt, shift hunt, shift hunt, shift hunt, shift hunt, shift hunt, and it's going to move in this zigzag pattern that I'm making. And it's basically, once it sees something that can stop and engage, it's going to stop and engage them. So it's a very powerful tool. And right now this is looking like a big blowout for Conquest, but things can change pretty quickly. It doesn't show the amount of kills that players get on Conquest, which is pretty annoying. I gotta watch out for these rolling twos, so I'm gonna cancel my plans there. But in Destruction, for example, if a bunch of people had 0 points, we would know that they were AFK. So I am going to have to be worried about this flank here. It's there. Perfect example. The Iglas stopped and fired. And now that they're out of range of the enemy, they'll continue walking. So glad that showed up. So I guess I will call in 2 Conkers here to look out over this field. And another Yager up here. And that'll just protect our flank. It won't necessarily protect them from coming into Dimitri, but it'll protect my MSR, my supply route. And then I will get another 2 infantry, or 1 infantry guarding this route right here. I'm going to bring my tank down here as long as it's just going to leave this rolling out in the field. It's probably hunting my helicopter, so I just hit land on that. I don't need to move out of the way. I don't need to run away. I just land it. So that rolling's gonna be on its own. Walk the rest of my infantry up into this town. Again, I'm hitting Q on my keyboard, or I could hit hunt and then left click with the mouse. Hunt, left click with the mouse. Let's just get all these troops up here as far as we can. Okay, my T-64 is now able to come in. I don't have any recon, which I don't like, so let's get some recon up here. Again, I'm just hitting hunt, so Q. So if I wasn't hitting Q, the marker looks blue like that, but if I hit Q, it's jagged like that. Now, the jagged also serves for the move fast command. Oh no, I guess that's blue. I don't know. These icons are for guys spawning, so if I change them, then they look like that. I don't really get that. Whatever. So with these conkers, I think I will probably use them here on this field. Right there. Alright, we're opening up on a roll-in there. Look at this guy. He's coming in for my helicopter that's on the ground. So we are buying an interceptor right there. There's those commandos. There's those commandos. Oh man, he got me. MiG-23 is one of the worst interceptors. It's just such an old generation. Terrible. Like, look, he's not even. Oh, you can turn to the right. Come on, that's just terrible. Jeez. There's that Roland. Let's just move across that field. Just positioning my units a little bit better. I don't want the Iglas to be the ones engaging. Bailed out. Not good, not good. That's a total lack of recon that I have here. So something's shooting at my tank and I can't see it, right? That's just a horrible lack of recon. Just need to get this recon tank up here. Strela is not... Oh, okay, still in the game, huh? Strela's not doing anything, so I need to get it some ammo. My Iglas are also out of ammunition. And that T-64 is just done with the shot right here outside. Yeah. Alright. We're going to need some more logistics up here at some point. So I've got that one going to this town. I'm going to call another one into this area. Looks like these airborne are cleared up. Nope, not quite. Not quite. Let's call in a napalm bomber now that we know that Roland's dead. Just stop our units. Call in the napalm. What's that? Grenzer flamethrower. Let's see him in action there. Building. Okay, well. So we are winning. That is very clear. We do have some weak areas. Fedor is fairly weak in the corner. We know the enemy can bring in a command, put it in that corner, neutralize that. But we're you know, we just earned some money here in Paul. We don't have a lot of units there holding, but clearly neither does the enemy, so. So we're just going to clean up our left flank and start working our way into Leonid. Obviously, we want to hold this town as long as we can, because if we hold this town and ally here holds this side of the road, then enemy can never sneak a command in, so. We'll just keep cleaning up our left flank here. We'll move up with these heavies. So I don't really have an angle on those fuchs from that building, so I'll move over. But again, I don't have an angle. I'm not sure these metas can shoot from buildings. They did an update. I'm not sure if they can actually shoot that out of buildings now. I think we should bring in a Buratino because they're fun. Bring our Conquers up to the edge of this hedgerow. Be a great place for them. With our recon tank. I'm going to move my logistics over here. So I did that by right-clicking here, then holding down shift and right-clicking here. So I can, that's a shift click or a shift move. So I don't have to go, I wouldn't want to go directly right there into the line of fire and losing my truck. So that's why I do that. Oh, I lost that unit anyway, so we'll just go ahead and stay here. Alright, so we own this hedgerow. That's great. So now we have a nice, you know, nice clear line and no gap. If you recall, this whole area right here at the beginning of the game was empty and not covered by anyone on our team, so. So the enemy is just smoking this position. I mean, trying to give their troops some cover, but it's just not working out for them. These Pioneers are a pretty terrible unit. I mean, they have a machine gun and a battle rifle, but they're not anything against heavy machine gun or flamethrower infantry, so. Alright, let's see if we can occupy some buildings here, maybe with the Conquers, get some targets with our recon. Move up our other, well, I'm going to leave that supply vehicle here for Conquers if it ever gets any work. Looks like we could really use some heavy AA here. Bring up Buck up. Remember, I do have that Buratino coming in, so. Okay, Conquers has some targets. It's going to take out that Pivads.
Marsch, Marsch! Achtet auf die Abstände, Genossen! Allzeit bereit, immer bereit. Feind im Vorfeld auf!
Warning.
Okay, was able to get quite a few pioneers in here, so hats off to him for that. But I don't think it'll be enough. We did lose one Conqueror's unit, both Conqueror's units. Nice, enemy lost both tanks. So let's call in again one of the best infantry units in the game, especially at the start of the game. Middle of the game, it's okay, but at the start of the game, it is one of the best units to have. And then we'll also feature the Buratino, one of the most effective units in the game as well. And we just want to choose the best target for this Buratino fire. And let's just shut down all their hope streams and desires in that sector. We'll come to that. It's aiming. It'll start firing here shortly. We'll watch it shoot. Here we go on the Buratino. So that is a thermobaric device as well as napalm. So basically it kills everything on contact and then burns everything afterwards. It's nasty. It's just nasty. Someone hit auto supply on that logistics truck. Basically that just takes it back to a fob, and then it'll take it somewhere else after the fob, and it's just a fast way to get, for me it's a fast way to get it back to the fob. But I am going to bring up an Mi-26 for that Buratino. And we'll need to bring up some infantry here. So, you know, I'm not too worried. I'm looking around the map. It looks like they did come into Fedor. Yep. I was worried about that. We're looking okay. I may need to sort of stop reinforcing this position with any units and start looking elsewhere, which is what we're doing. We're actually looking at Leonid instead of me, you know, stopping completely on this side of the map and start calling in units over on the left. I'd rather do what I can do. So if I can put pressure on an enemy zone that's right next to the zone that most of my forces occupy, then I could multi-purpose my resources. So for instance, you know, right here I just have infantry, recon, and logistics, but I also have a Buratino that will be filled soon, and I have long-range AA, and the range on this buck is can cover a radius all the way out to Leonid, so it's serving both purposes. So actually, we're gonna pull this logistics truck back up here and get it filled off the Mi-26, and we're gonna move in with our friend here to Leonid. And the next time I get some money, I am gonna buy a command tank so we can start winning the game even more off of a Leonid zone. So if I right click, my units go right there in a 1, 2, 3, but if I right click and hold, then I can get them in a slightly different position. This is really effective if you have like 8 APCs or tanks and you want to get them spread way out. So for instance, I could probably do it with all those units, but it won't go 5 wide if there's multi types of units, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but for whatever. Either way, we need to get them across this field and into the zone. And our Buratino's now filled up, but I can't fire until it's done on that reloading 54%. 55%. So I've got another minute or two before I can load that. Okay, good. Our ally brought in a command tank. So we're just going to fill in as much space of this zone as we can with our ground troops. We do have that Buratino. We can start thinking about where we're going to shoot it next. And I can move it right now and get into position. And this corner right here is what I might do. So I might move that up. They are winning some ground back. So I will call in some infantry to hold this ground. And I do like the heavy machine guns groups. Best bang for their buck, really. The buck unable to take down that enemy plane. Alright, we are going to get out and attack, move the rest of the way through those woods. Now, these Jeeps are on auto sell, and typically they take the fastest route back to a spawn zone in order to sell themselves. Sometimes they could go, for instance, they could go left, they could go this way and back this way. And you would need to manually redirect them to go back to the right path. And you could just do something like fast move to that point right there. They'll go to that point, and then they'll sell themselves. So, okay, Buratino's almost ready to fire. I think this is a great target right here. And let's get our logistics truck up here, helping out those. Okay. Seed was in the ground. It did get my buck. If I was about to turn off the missiles there after that shot. I don't really want to tell the Buratino to fire right now, because these guys might move and they might be right here by the time my 92, 93, 94% reloading. And also, look, I have another opportunity, a huge amount of infantry up in this area too. So both of those have got me interested. So I'm just going to hit stop on that Buratino, and when I'm 100% done reloading, I'm going to look and see where I want to fire this. And I still think right there's the best spot, although perhaps on where that command is even a better spot. So anyway, Buratino's ready to fire, and I am going to fire there on the original position. Aiming 10, 11, 12. It's got a pretty fast aim time, relatively speaking. And we're going to get a lot of kills right there. So I may just let half of it fire, and then fire the other half right here on that 4 stack of Yaggers. So if I count 22, 30, 18, 16, I'll hit stop. I'll move, because surely I'm going to get counter-artied. So I still have 16 shells, more than half the ammo. My Iglas are open up. That's a major problem. So we want to fire our other shot right there. Get it off. And I am going to call in that command tank like I talked about earlier. So we're going to need some support here, so now I'm calling... Oh, there we go. Looks like we found targets here. Buratino opened up. Immediately get that back to the Mi-26. Even our Mi-26 could be spotted right now, so I'm going to get this even further back. Okay. Our heavy machine guns did show up. So we want to get these into some buildings here. Our Strella's doing no good. It's completely out of ammo. Still winning the match. +1. Every 4 seconds, I believe, we're getting +1 on our score. 10 minutes to victory at this rate. 32 minutes remaining in the map. And so, good question here, what to do with these guys. Well, the weak ones we're going to leave right there and there. to cut off this enemy supply route. The other ones, we're going to start going into this zone and causing some issues in Nicholas. I'm already there. Okay, yeah. Now we do have enemy helicopters. And my nearest AA is out of ammo and nowhere near it. Okay, these are just Gazelle rockets. They don't hold a lot of ammo. They can take out one of these units, but they don't have enough rockets to take out two. Oh, I stand corrected. So, let's get our supply truck up here. Heal our buddy. Okay. And move our reinforcements up. Okay, Buratino is reloading. Good. Mi-26 only has 900 supply left out of its original 6,000. Buratino eats up a lot. So we are going to get this back to a fob after it fills up this Strela. Oh, and I lost my supply truck. That means we know we have an enemy somewhere in this grid. Unarmed. Unarmed vehicles get captured by the enemy on proximity. So that's that. Looks like we have plenty of new Buratino. Let's just call up another Buratino. Why the heck not?
Warning.
And let's get this Mi-26 back to a fob. Okay, there were some allied Buratinos that just fired off. There's one. Let's get ours up into a better position here. And let's call in another heavy piece of AA. Whoop, that Buratino fired next to my unit. We need to move that unit out of the way here. Let's open it up.
Warning.
Just keep our MiG-23 up in the air. It should auto-engage enemy airplanes. If I turn on auto strike, I think it'll even engage enemy helicopters. I don't use auto strike a lot unless I'm really desperate and multitasking, or we're winning so bad and I don't really care, which is actually right now. So I just will hit it on auto strike and we'll just follow this guy, see what he does on auto strike. If you watch the video this whole time and you enjoy these sort of commentaries and vocal gameplay playthroughs, if you found it helpful or entertaining or anything, just give it a like, or even give it a comment like, hey, keep making more of these. Oh, there we go. There's our auto strike going in, and he is choosing to go for the rear target. And he got taken out. So I don't really like the auto strike. I just manually control which plane I want them to go after. So for instance, we'll bring in another one. Go after that Fighting Falcon. That'd be a tough matchup. Oh, Fighting Falcon already caught some fire. He's on his way out. So we're running out of time. I mean, we're gonna win, but we're also running out of match. So 3 minutes to victory. So I am gonna get this Buratino up, and I do want him to fire again. And should have another Buratino on the field. I do. I'm going to get both these Buratinos to fire again. Alright, get out of here, buddy. Evac. So we really just need some targets. We're going to peek our recon tank up into the hedgerow. Minute 27 to victory. So we just want to get this thing firing because it's fun. And we assume there's a lot of enemy right there. So we want to get that firing as soon as possible. We're just going to move everybody forward in a blaze of glory. I'm going to get this other Buratino firing. Okay, 2 minutes, 28 seconds to victory. So let's just make one final thrusting push. I also do have this napalm plane that's ready. So that Buratino's going to fire. And we want to get... First Buratino's opening up. We want to get the second one to open up right next to it, just close to the devastation. That Buratino will take out a tank. So that tank is going to be destroyed from the resulting napalm. And that it's gone.
Warning.
So. Other Buratino's opening up. In fact, we may actually be doing the play that'll win this game by taking... See how the points have stopped ticking? We may actually be able to win this game by taking our command vehicle, whoops, into... Whoop, not if I do it stupidly. Into this zone up here, causing a +1 ticker. So how epic is that? Both Buratinos were so critical by choosing those targets in the corners. Now we just have to follow through and get it done. So that's what we're planning on doing. We are gonna keep playing all the way to every last minute. Act like, you know, when I play, I act like there's still 10 minutes left on the clock. So I will resupply my Buratinos. I'll move my AA up. I'll do all of that. I don't want my command tank to be the first one going in. First of all, I wanted my Iglas to take out that hell arm. I also don't want to sit here too long. I do want to move forward, but again, I want other vehicles in front of it. I want my infantry in front of it. Okay, now we'll go. But we're gonna be looking at this area real close here. Okay, that Brennus looks like it has shots. I'm actually gonna stop and engage the Brennus. When if I can get that Brennus at least stunned, then I'll just move forward. Because he's not going to get a true side shot on me. He's not going to kill me in one shot either. Okay, he's stunned. I'm moving forward. Now, it looks like at some point during all this, we did have somewhere else on the map take a +1. But we're just going to go ahead and seal the deal here. We're going to go an additional +1. Now, yeah, +3. We're just going to shut her down. So this is a victory in 14 seconds. So again, if you enjoyed this talk through, it's a little more intensive. It's kind of, you know, it's different for me than just sitting here chilling. But if you liked it, please leave up a comment if you want to see other divisions talked through and what specific things you want talked through. Please give me a comment. We'll make that happen in any video you want. Thank you. And again, it's counterintuitive, but if you hit profile, you see some really good info, like your kill ratio. It does the easy math for you, and then your most kills unit. So in this, it was actually Estrella in this game, and then the most deployed units is the Jager. It also tells you some of your just stats here. So I actually have so I have one more game with Red Force than I do Blue Force. So I have 228 games with Blue Force. So that's interesting. And anyway, just hit next. Thanks, guys.